Hey guys, something a little different today. Relevant for terrain, not necessarily for gaming. Short little story for you. The holidays are coming up. I wanted to do something a little special. My dad bought a motorcycle a couple years ago. It's something he'd always wanted to do, but I guess held off on until he and my mom were true empty nesters because of the risk or whatever. But anyway, he got it. He also recently bought a couple little motorcycle models. I think they're Harley Davidsons. They look a lot like his. They're not the same model. I don't think they're even the same make. But anyways, he bought two of them, and he asked if I could possibly repaint them. One to look like his, and one of them done up in the colors of his father's 1956 Chevy, which is the classic aqua. So I did that. I got them painted. But that's not what the video is about. I figured I would also do a little set piece for them. And here it is. It's almost done. I gotta paint black on the sides and everything. But it's just like a highway mountain curve. Really, I wanted to test out some static grass. I've never used static grass before. And a Kickstarter that's going on right now, Huge Miniatures, sent me some promos, which I thought would be a perfect opportunity to test out and see what the deal is with it. And also see if the Kickstarter is something worth pursuing. Without further ado, let's show you how I built this, and I'm going to give this to my dad for Christmas. So first I took the models and figured roughly how big and what shape the road would be on paper. Then used that as a guide to cut some cork sheeting. This is the 1/4 inch thick stuff from the crafting store. Then I traced that shape onto some 1 inch thick extruded polystyrene, or home insulation. And I used the Proxen hot wire table to cut out 4 pieces. Now I'm not going to belabor these in the narration, you can kind of see what I'm doing. It's 4 pieces. The top 2 are fairly slim. They get stacked together, pinned with toothpicks temporarily, and run through the hot wire to taper them into a hill. Then hot glue them together. The bottom 2 pieces are much bigger. Of those 2, the top one has a flat area where the road will be glued on, and then it tapers off from there just like before. Here's a good shot where you can see the seams of the pieces, and it should be pretty apparent how I put this together. Next, I did a step out of habit that really wasn't necessary at all, flocking with pebble and sand. Just skip it, I'm going to have grass over it anyway. Then paint. This is Craftsmart acrylic, very cheap, available at Michael's or any crafting store. Paint black for the road and golden brown for everything else. After that's dry, a plain old Elmer's white PVA glue spread out evenly. Having a brush loaded with water helped that a lot. And then I just hit it. The static grass clumps when you pinch it. It's a really strange feeling. It's not like flock at all. It's hard to spread out, and I had to resist the temptation to sort of spread it like butter because I knew it would create a horrible clump of glue and grass. So I just kept on applying and applying, knowing that at the end I would tip it over and recover all the excess. Quick dry brush of gray on the road to scuff it up. Then a thick bead of white glue along its edges, and dumped on some pebbles and coarse aggregate. Not shown, I hot glued on some clumps of moss, again readily available from the crafting store. So as I've said many times before, outdoor and nature stuff is not my forte at all. I'm a total amateur when it comes to like realistic terrain making. So I don't know, to me static grass is like incredible. I love the look of it. Maybe I didn't shade it or mix it like a pro would do, but I gotta say this stuff makes me look a lot better than I really am. So Huge Miniatures, they're in their final days of their Kickstarter, and having actually used the product here, my opinion is it's definitely worth it. See the video description below. And Merry Christmas, Dad. For all you 3D printers out there, don't forget to check out Heroes Horde, where you can get TrueTiles models as well as a ton of other excellent fantasy-related scenery. I am Wyloch, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.